Hello there, welcome to Tyke Farming in the Philippines. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ding-a-ling-ding, dong, the bell. It's Thursday morning, sun's very hot, very warm morning. It's just turned 11 o'clock. I've just got back from downtown to do a couple of jobs, and as you can see in the background, the ute's back. It's fixed. We found a good mechanic, knew exactly what was wrong with it. He fixed it, and he's fixed various other little bits and pieces on the truck at the same time. Had a wheel in the back because they had a puncture. He fixed the puncture. He put, when he took the gearbox off, the bearings for the bearers rather, for the gearbox were broken, and the rubber was all cracked and whatever have you. And I told the first mechanic to replace them, but he never did. Well, he's replaced them. Sorted the handbrake out, which was rubbish after the first mechanic. And these little jobs and the puncture repaired, he hasn't charged me for. Very keen to get a foreign customer. Obviously, he gets a little bit more money out of a foreigner than what he does a local Filipino. But I'm very happy with the van, with the truck now, and any future problems we know now of a good mechanic. So as usual, I'll make a couple of videos lunchtime and evening time, and I'll see you later. Yeah, back again. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. The fellas are back at work after lunch. I can see them up there bagging gravel and sand for tomorrow. I've just had the council round again regards a permit for the fence, a permit for the piggery, and we're going to include a permit for the cabin, the container house and the veranda, which they suggested that we add that in, because if you turn it into a sari shop, which is our intention, it's a commercial building. So we're going to group all three things together. And the reason we're doing that is we've been scammed. I'm going to do a separate video on what and why. And I'll tell you the full story. But it's an interesting story. But what we're talking about, you know, a lot of people are paranoid about being scammed. We're talking about 33,000 pesos, so 450 quid. So when you think in pounds, it's not the end of the world, but of course you shouldn't think in pounds. It's 33,000 pesos. My wages bill here is roughly, give or take a bit, 10,000 pesos a week for 3 men. So that would employ 3 men for 3 weeks. It would also buy 3 4-ton loads of gravel or sand, or 4 loads in actual fact. So it's big money in the Philippines, so that's the way we should think as well. It's big money. It's not 450 quid, it's big money. And of course nobody wants to get scammed at all, but it's an interesting story, and you can judge for yourself when I make the video how full they should be or not. So the council officers were round again, and it involves the first architect. So we're redrawing plans, and with a lot of sympathy at the council now because of what's happened. So we're expecting everything to be sorted out quite quickly. But it will cost me money. I'll have more money to pay because the 20,000 I paid initially has gone now. But there are things we can do. So before we start getting comments about barangay captains and small claims courts and police and all the other remedies people think of, wait until you see the video I do, and then you can do your comments. So I'll leave this one there, and I'll do a final video tonight. To make a closing video, we'll have a look what we've done today. We've got boards up to keep the dogs out. Well done.
I will not let them in.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if they come in.
No, they might jump in there.
No, they won't. Not when we're there. Okay. Fourth pen being poured. The pens look much bigger with the concrete flooring. I don't know how they appear on camera, but they're a good sized pen. And we're fully stocked with gravel and sand for tomorrow. I'll get a bit of... A lot of bags there, a lot of bags of sand and gravel. I presume that's the start of the day after's sand and gravel. They've been filling bags just about all afternoon. They got the pen floor poured for lunchtime, before they had lunch, and then Soy polishes it off a couple of times after lunch, while the other two are bagging sand and gravel. And they do little jobs as well to have a breather. Like these have all been scraped of the cement, ready for painting. That side hasn't. That side hasn't. These have. These have. So filling little jobs. You can't be shoveling sand and gravel all day bloody long. Like in here yesterday and the day before, they were adding to the level of this. Just filling little jobs to have a break. So it's Thursday today. We're going to be Saturday. The pens are going to be finished. And I assume this bay will be next.
How long you take this one? How long you think it will be done for pouring cement?
Well, I don't know. They'll probably break it into 3 again. I mean, they can pour 2 in a day, but they're going to be working to start to finish to get 2 pens poured.
Yeah, and they need to finish it like this.
And yeah, and then it has to be polished off a couple of times once it's gone off the concrete. So no, I would imagine they'll section it off and it'd be 1 pen a day. The same this side and that side. I think it'd be too much to do two pens in the same day. It could be done, working But don't forget, Soy's an older fella. He can't work like Win and Mung, shoveling gravel all day. He just couldn't do it. He's like, well, he's not as old as me, but he's 60 odd.
Bring this bucket. Cholo will be biting that one. I bring this one. I get all the bottle.
The other thing I'm weighing up today is the water tanks. And I was looking on Shopee, and they're 2,000 litre water tanks at 2,000 pesos. But it's just nonsense. If you order off Shopee, the order isn't fulfilled, and you get a message going to the Facebook site. And the 2,000 litre price on the Facebook site is 30,000 pesos. So they're just using Shopee to sucker people into the site. Now, what we're going to do is have a header tank here to gravity feed all the nipples, pig nipples, to drink in case the power goes off. Now, I'm thinking now, because of cost, concrete tanks, make his own tanks. Now if I go 3 panels along by a metre wide on this bank here, which is well above the water nipples, by a metre deep, is going to give me I've got it wrong again. If the concrete tanks are a metre wide, a metre deep, and a metre long, that's 1,000 litres. So 3 metres long, which would be 1 panel, by a metre wide, metre deep, I'll give me 3,000 litres. If it's a metre and a half wide, it will give me 4,500 litres. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll build a header tank out of concrete here, either 3 or 4,500 litres. And then if the power goes off, we've got water to the pigs without bucketing it. And that's going to be cost effective. Maybe a week's wages and the materials, maybe 25,000 pesos for 3 to 4.5 litre storage. And then for the actual storage of water itself, which we need as much as possible, I'm thinking of building a tank down there next to the fence. I haven't spoke to Soy about it yet, so I'll listen to his opinion as well. But with a big dip down there, so if I went 2 panels, which would be 6 metres, by 3 panels wide, by a metre deep, or 2 panels wide, say, by a metre deep, I'd get 12,000 litres storage in a concrete panel, in a concrete tank. And this lower one would be the main storage, and this one would be on the pressure system. And the pressure pump via a ball cock would ensure that the header tank was always full. Or put the ball cock lower down always 3/4 full. And then if you get a shower away and you're collecting that, but always, there'll always be water in that unless there's a power cut. And then the rest of the pressurised system will go on the pressure washers to keeping it clean, sprinkler system for keeping the pigs cool, and taps, you know, so if you need to fill a bucket of water you can do. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm not going to talk to the fellas about it yet because of too much on doing what they're doing without me complicating it more. But I think that's the answer to the storage tanks, purely because of cost. And I have had a concrete tank before. It was a very old one and it was leaking badly. But there are additives you can put into concrete, plasticizers I think they call them. And then after the tank's formed, again I'll go around with waterproofing and the second coat waterproofing with sand, with cement and the waterproofing liquid. So we'll waterproof them, no bother. So I'll leave this video there and we'll do it all again tomorrow.